Welcome to Brainworms and Tangents. My name is Pamela.
And I'm Carissa.
And we are two 20-somethings with ADHD on a quest to chase our impulsive ideas we can't shake. This is a self-growth podcast that is all about becoming who you want to be, one brainworm at a time.
So, I hear you have a brainworm.
I do. So today's brainworm came from the thought of, have you ever wondered what people think of you? Like when you're walking down the street and they see you, do you ever think what they're thinking about what you look like?
Probably more than I should.
It's maybe not like a healthy thought to have, but I definitely have it. So I have been seeing people post in this subreddit that's called r/appearance advice. And essentially the whole subreddit is dedicated to people posting pictures of themselves and asking, what would you improve appearance-wise about myself? And I just kept seeing it and wondering, what would people improve about me?
It's very brave.
Yeah, I had to be pretty brave for this. I was just very curious because when I think about what I do on the daily, I feel like I don't have routines and habits. Like I don't really have a skincare routine or like a regular hair care routine. And I think that comes from the ADHD where I just never plan ahead enough to have time to do a full skincare routine or really plan for different hairstyles or anything like that. And I think when I am thinking about my self-growth and what I want to work on, I think this is something that I want to improve. I want to put a little bit more effort into my appearance.
I think that's great. I think especially, in our young adult, nearing probably too much of an adult phase, I think it's all about experimenting with your appearance and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And we have so many options. I don't know if that makes it harder, but I think putting yourself on a pedestal to have kind of an open forum all about you and your appearance is very interesting. I'm excited to talk about it.
That's right. I guess it is brave, but also kind of self-absorbed too, a little bit, right? Like, I just want to hear people tell me what they think of me.
Yeah, but self-absorbed, I feel like if they're giving you helpful critiques and feedback, at least you're not commenting saying, I'm perfect, this is what I do, you should do it too, on other people's. But getting people's opinion, I don't know, self-absorbed, I think you're self-growth. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really the goal here is I want to start putting a little bit more effort into my appearance. So just trying to figure out where I should start. So I told my coworkers that I posted my face on Reddit and they were shocked. They were like, why would you ever do that? What is wrong with you? And maybe I just was left unsupervised on the internet at a young age. So I have kind of a thick skin when it comes to things, but I was like, it'll be fine. I don't care. They can see my face. They can tell me their worst. It'll be fine.
I think it all goes back to being on the internet at a young age. You're just used to, I guess, I don't know, the public perception about you. What did the people have to say? What did you do?
Yeah, so I posted on the subreddit r/appearance advice, and I basically just said, hey, I'm looking to elevate my look. What is some advice that y'all have? And I also put the caveat there that I'm currently going through Invisalign treatment because I was like, if y'all have something to say about that, I want to hear it because I'm currently working on it and I'm currently spending a lot of money to work on it. So, and I think that's an episode for the future of this podcast as well, is talking about my Invisalign journey. So I was like, don't tell me about that. And I posted a couple different pictures. So I posted a couple without makeup, some with makeup, a couple like full body shots which I had to kind of crop out of other photos because Carissa and I, we were talking about this, and we just don't have pictures of just by ourselves of like our whole body. So just some awkward cropped photos. And just like different things. I did some different angles. And my coworkers were right to some extent at first, because there were some creepy responses in my DMs, which was funny. I screenshotted the funniest one to me, which was someone messaged, "Hi, I need pictures without clothes so I can recommend clothing types for you," which hilarious.
I guess trying to be helpful.
They were just trying to be helpful.
Duh,
I mean,
they just really need to know.
How can they accurately give me advice of what clothes would suit my body type if they can't even see my body type? Now, maybe someone else would have seen that and would have deactivated their account and gotten off the internet. But like I said, thick skin on the internet at a young age.
You persisted.
That is, I persisted. I honestly wanted to reply and be like, LOL, it's funny. Like, does that work on anyone? But, and I will try to redeem the Reddit community. That was only one of a couple creepy responses. I got 18 DMs, and that were just, some of them were just shooting their shot. So, and I think I can respect that. I can respect just trying to shoot your shot. But I do have a fiance, so I did not reply. I did again get some of the classic Reddit comments that were like, "Female attraction is simple. Simply increase ratio of hip to waist and whatever, and maximize perceived health and minimize imperfections." I got some of those responses and just some like kind of random things that I was like, sure. And then I got the most helpful comment, which was from a girly who saw what I was trying to get at. And she said, "Post this in r/hardcore Vindicta and you'll get specific hard and soft max advice." So then I went down a rabbit hole there. Have you ever heard of this subreddit?
No, I am just not that big of a Reddit user anyways. I think there's just so much that like I have to know, I guess, what I'm looking for. Wouldn't have found this. So, no.
Yeah, I have been a lurker, I feel like, for a while. And I have posted my face one other time on Reddit to try and get my color season, which we will circle back to that in a moment. So I really have not, I've only seen a couple of different subreddits. So I was like, I have no idea what this is, what hardcore Vindicta is. So I did some research, and this was actually the correct subreddit because it is a women-only subreddit all about trying to maximize your appearance and, just people who aren't really looking for like, "Oh, you look great," or looking for, I guess, attractiveness through maybe like a male's perspective. It is more just, what can you do to elevate your look, which is exactly what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, in a safe space to do so.
Exactly. And it's all about commenting. It has a bunch of rules and it's like pretty strict. So it's all about commenting very specific feedback. So not just like, your hair looks bad. It's, you should cut this specific haircut or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I will give now the summary of what I learned from that subreddit. So just for some body stuff, it just said like weight lift, lose a little bit of weight to tone up, which we're also planning for later down the line for our season finale. Stay tuned. And commented some skincare stuff. So tretinoin, I think is how you say it. The kids call it for short, is like a new skincare fad that everyone is on. So they commented to use that and vitamin C serum. So that's good. And that's kind of along what I was thinking. I'm trying to get serious about a skincare routine. So I think just consistency there
Yeah.
would be helpful. Got some comments about my under eye circles and some skincare to use. So they recommended a Korean skincare cream for under eyes. Someone also was like, girl, are you anemic? With like, and I mean, I think I might be. So that is also helpful. I think I'm going to try and take some iron.
That's good. I mean, I think in general, Korean skincare is supposed to be the best. So maybe you just need to get a full set of Korean skincare.
Yeah, I think so.
And I guess stop being anemic.
And stop being anemic. Well, I should just take my iron because I do have iron supplements. So if I needed convincing to be consistent with that.
It's the people on Reddit.
The people are noticing. For hair, someone said get layers, which I was like, I do have layers. So like, what do you think? They're like, maybe more layers. And I asked because I've had this brainworm to get a bob that not a bob, but like a long bob.
A lob?
And a lob. And I got several comments that said, do not do that. They said, absolutely not. Someone did tell me I would look like Lord Farquaad if I got a bob. And they're right, because I have gotten short hair before and it's just too thick. So I needed that reality check to kill that brainworm that I don't need a lob. I don't need a lob. But everyone really loved my hair, which was like super cool, right? Like,
That's good.
I'm like, that's nice.
Did you ask anyone about getting bangs?
So, I mean, I do have bangs.
Like
I have curtain bangs currently. I did get a comment that said, absolutely do not get bangs. People did call out my small forehead, and did say, yeah, your forehead's small. So just don't make it look smaller, which is cool. I've got kind of a 3 head. If you call it a 5 head, I have a 3 head. One really interesting thing was everyone really loved this picture of me in a light blue and light pink dress. Mm-hmm. And I almost didn't buy that dress because I didn't think that it went with my color season. So like I mentioned, I posted on Reddit before to try and figure out my color season. And I got one comment that said, deep winter. Now, this is kind of like a bag of worms. A bag of brainworms, if you will.
Good.
Are you familiar with color season at all, Teresa?
Yes.
What do you know about it?
I know you have obviously the seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall, the deep, and I mean, I've seen the like people actually going and getting like a full analysis with like a professional color analysis. There's been like TikTok filters for it. And then have you seen the people that go to like Home Depot and like Lowe's with they like stick their hand out and they'll go in the paint section and they'll just walk and record it?
Oh, that is so smart.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, there's all these tools and I feel like it's getting more popular now. It's basically prescribed color palettes based off of your diagnosed, and they literally use the word diagnosed, color season of what colors are supposed to look best on you, what is supposed to make your skin glow, what is supposed to reduce redness. And my sister actually jumped on this train way before it got popular. I think probably in like 2018, 2019, wow. She got a professional color analysis done and it was like $300. So I have been trying to figure out what my color season is, and it's proving to be pretty difficult because I have more olive skin, and olive skin is neither warm nor cool / it is both warm like and cool. Neutral? Right, because olive is like green, so it's got some warm, it's got some cool. And there really isn't a neutral so much in color seasons. And there's some communities of people with olive skin tone talking about how it's hard to nail down your color season. But because I have generally darker complexion, darker hair, I've always thought that I was an autumn or a winter. Now, everyone on Reddit, like multiple people, are telling me that I look great in light blue and light pink. So I don't even know. I don't even know what colors are looking good on me. Even I wore this dress to a wedding, and I was like, well, I need something to wear. The dress is really pretty, but I don't think I'm going to look that great in it. But I was like, whatever, I'm not the bride. I don't need to look that great. Yeah. But apparently I was outshining everybody. Apparently I looked amazing.
So what does the dress like fall under? Which like season?
So I sent a picture of that to ChatGPT and I gave it the context. And it said that that was more of I think it said summer. Okay. It was more of a summer color season. So I'm pretty lost.
Yeah. I mean, I think the hard thing, and I don't know about you, but I feel like my complexion changes a lot, especially in the summer. So like, would you then have two separate like color palettes?
According to color season official theory, no. Okay. It should not, because your undertone in theory doesn't change.
Yes. Huh. I guess that makes sense. But there's definitely things I look better wearing in the summer than I do like in the winter.
Right. I guess this would require buying into the entire color theory.
True.
Like thing.
Yeah.
Which is hard. I've also seen people who specifically work with people of color for diagnosing color seasons, because it tends to be that people assume if you have darker complexion, darker hair, you're automatically winter, autumn, and that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole rabbit hole, like you said, of trying to figure out. I mean, ultimately, I think my philosophy would just be wear what makes you comfortable. But, I mean, like I said, even the dress you thought didn't look good, but you're like, I need a dress, I'll wear it anyways. But the community spoke, and that's what I guess you were supposed to wear.
I think that's what I struggle with, which is why I would like to find my color season, so that, because clearly I don't know what I look good in. Yeah. So I would love to just have that already decided for me, so I don't have to figure it out for everything. Yeah. But maybe I can wear lighter colors, and maybe I should experiment more with other stuff.
Yeah, well, hit up your local paint store and see what looks the best.
Right, I guess so. I like that tip of just putting my hand down the paint aisle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they recorded it, so it was like, it was the first time like I actually was like, oh, like that looks the best. Like when people do like the face ones and they hold up like the cloth, I'm like, I don't know. You could be a gold, you could be a silver. I think, yeah. But I think like doing that, like it was just funny. TikTok comments were like, never ever wear yellow. Don't touch yellow. But it's just so interesting. So you have to try that and report back. But
yeah, I like it. Well, so Carissa, what do you think after hearing all of the comments that I received? I know you were a little wary about this. I did invite you to do this with me, and you said, basically, I'm good. This can be your
I don't know. Well, one, I don't think I'm as open to public criticism as you are. But I don't know. I think based on the things that you shared, I mean, some of them go just from, like you mentioned, like not having a routine anyways. I think if you don't know the things that work, you're kind of like either starting at like a low line, or you're just like, I don't know. I think skincare especially has become like a big trend of like, oh, just getting this like latest new thing. But I think having someone say like, okay, I see this on your face, like under eyes, and I know that this works. So like being able to do that, I think is helpful. And I think, like you said, getting specific advice, I think, is better than like the vague advice you were getting from the random like internet men trolls telling you just to look prettier. I don't know.
I think that's what I really enjoyed is you see all this advice online, but you're like, I don't know if it applies to me. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I was browsing Pinterest for hours and I found the most beautiful, they called it the Italian lob. And I was like, yes, I'm going to have Italian lob summer. And I briefly mentioned lob on my post, and I had
Yeah.
so many people. I had even people in my DMs who were like, do not cut your hair. Which, I mean, like, thanks for looking out. I appreciate it.
Well, I was actually going to bring up Pinterest because I was going to say, like, in the recent years, Pinterest has added so many more features to help you like narrow down, like if you were just searching like hairstyles, it's going to ask you like what color is your hair? It's going to ask you like what color are your eyes? Like what is your like complexion? They're going to figure out like what hair color suits you best or something. And they do that with like I've seen I was looking up nail polish colors. It was like I just want like a like I don't know, I was looking for like a perfect brown nail polish. But like one of the questions it like broke it down based on like okay, like what skin tone fits you best? And then all the examples were different people that had like similar skin tones with me. So I think that is like fun. Like even if you weren't, asking the people of Reddit, like if you just wanted like a smaller like I just want to see someone that looks like me wear certain clothes or like whatever and you can like base it off of that. I think that is a fun way that like I don't know, technology has I guess improved or that Pinterest added like one small thing of like what is your hair texture if we're going to look at different haircuts? Like, what is your skin tone if you're trying to figure out like what top you should buy?
That does sound better than just having all the information and not knowing what applies to you or not really knowing what might look good on you.
Yeah.
I think that was something even with the Reddit advice was I got a couple things that didn't quite apply to me. So, for example, one person commented that I should let my brows grow in a little bit more in the middle. And I have been waxing my eyebrows at this point since 2008, probably, because I have a cowlick right in the middle of my eyebrows. So at a certain point, my eyebrow just kind of like turns and starts growing in the opposite direction. So I've just been waxing that off since I was probably 10, for real. So it's just interesting that obviously the commenter doesn't know that. And maybe if my eyebrows looked normal, they would look a little better if they were grown in a little bit. But I know that it actually wouldn't look that good. And
Yeah.
I've already maximized my look in that area.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's also just helpful to know not everything that people think really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the pro of getting an outside person's perspective. They don't know the things that you've tried, the things that don't, or your eyebrows and their history.
Right. So I'm like, that's good to know, but I'm like, I hear it, but I don't think that I'm going to take
Yeah. It's not
that piece of
realistic.
advice. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. And I think overall, takeaway that I had a couple takeaways, but I think my first one was that nothing that anyone said was like devastating or was totally out of left field. Like even being at the mercy of all the weird Reddit men.
Yeah.
Like no one said anything that truly insulted me or was worse than anything I've ever thought about myself.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And I think that that's kind of a cool realization that, you're wondering what people think of you and they're not really thinking anything that bad.
Yeah. Did you have like a little bit more faith in humanity restored?
Maybe. I think it was just a sign to be a little easier on myself, probably.
That's always good. Do you think you will stay active in the subreddit and comment on other people that are looking for advice?
That's a good question. I think I still don't know what looks good on people. I think that's why I'm in there. If I knew what looked good, then I would probably be able to tell myself that. But I might browse it just to see what kind of advice people are giving other people to see what I can learn about appearance.
That's smart. Do you think in like 6 months can you like repost in Reddit? Like, can you like follow like the same thread and be like, hey, I've been using vitamin C serum for 6 months. What do we think?
Yeah, you
Like,
can totally do an update.
do you
That's
think
pretty common.
you'll reach back out to the community on Reddit?
I guess I have to see what the rules for that
Yeah.
subreddit are. So they
Okay.
might be like, please do not
You had
update
your
us. But hey, maybe if they do,
yeah.
that's part of my other takeaway, because the goal of this podcast, like we've talked about, is not to go run out and join the latest trend and buy the next new thing. So they mentioned a lot of Korean skincare, and I think that's really trendy right now. And I'm not saying that it's not useful or helpful. I've hear that stuff's magic.
Yeah.
But thinking about, okay, they're saying start this brand of Korean skincare for your under eye circles, but someone's like, maybe you're just anemic. Maybe I should start by taking my iron pills regularly and then see where that takes me, the iron pills that I already have and my doctor's already told me to take.
Yeah.
Or, with the tretinoin that everyone's taking, well, let's see if I can just keep up with my moisturizer on a regular basis and remember to wash off my makeup every time that I wear it.
Right.
Let's start there. And then if I'm successful with that, I can see where to add in some fun things and maybe add some of those things to a birthday wish list or Christmas wish list.
That's definitely a good mentality to have. You're not gonna go have a shopping spree of skincare and new clothes and all of this, and then just for you not to feel sure. So if you're going like true science experiment, you have to, have your control, have the thing. So getting at a baseline of taking your iron and washing your face, I think that'll be good to then, because you also have to add in things gradually. You can't just go 0 to 100. So I think this is a good plan.
I think just overall taught me to be a little more consistent, which is what I kind of went in knowing, but excited to implement some of these things.
Yeah. Would you recommend to other people to post their face onto Reddit?
If you have thick skin, definitely. I think you have to make sure you know what your mental space is before you open yourself up to criticism. And you have to ask yourself why you are asking for feedback. Are you asking for feedback to improve, or is it for some other convoluted reason? Because you probably won't get anything else out of it but the truth.
Yeah. There's probably another subreddit for just positive affirmation.
There is actually. I mean, there's one for everything.
Yeah.
There's a subreddit. Well, there's two subreddits. There's one that's called like Roast Me, which is literally, right, roast me.
Yeah.
There's also one that's Toast Me.
Aww.
So it's, like a toast to this person. And that one's really nice. It's like, you have such kind eyes and you look like you'd be a great friend. Those are really sweet.
Maybe I should start there and then start and Toast Me and then work my way to other ones. That's amazing. They should sponsor us. We're really just highlighting all of the community spaces in Reddit.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a good way to access public opinion in a efficient way.
Wow. Well, amazing. I'm glad you tried it. You'll have to report back. Thanks for tuning in at this episode. To stay connected, follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Brainworms and Tangents. If you're enjoying this podcast, please share it with a friend. We'll be back for a new episode next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.